Hello everybody and welcome, my name is Ursa and we're back on Hearts of Iron today. Exciting times. Thanks everyone for supporting the Germany playthrough that I did recently. We're going to be jumping into Italy today. That's right, the absolute stars of the recent DLC. Can we unify Rome? Remember, if you want to support the channel, I have a Ko-fi, I have a Patreon, and all of the comments and likes and shares of the video helps me to defeat the algorithm, which is doing its best to suppress us, but we will rise up against it, won't we? We will fight the algorithm. We will sacrifice things to the algorithm. This is the problem. Do we do blood sacrifices to it, or do we fight it? I don't know. I haven't identified my relationship with the algorithm yet. It's fine. Let's play Italy. Regular, Iron Man, historical AI. Let's jump in. Italy have a new focus tree. It's massive. It's really confusing. I get lost by it, but generally you need to know that Ethiopia and industry is over here, army's there, air is there, navy's there. This is the Italy bit where you can decide what you do, and then over here is your foreign relations to basically give you a bunch of war goals on people, because Italy don't play nice in this game. We're going to be heading sort of down the middle and eventually making our way over to Mare Nostrum. We're going to be reuniting Rome and a new Roman Empire and giving Mussolini the crown that he kind of craves. To do that though, we need to, well, basically defeat Ethiopia, who we start at war at. Easy, right? No, we have to now do it really quickly. The Ethiopian war is escalating. The more it escalates, the worse it gets for us. And more importantly, Ethiopia are going to do two focuses. This one, which is 35 days, and then this one, boarding the train, 35 days. If Ethiopia stay at war with us, Haile Selassie will leave the country, and Ethiopia becomes an eternal resistance, horrible spot that will kill us for the rest of the game. So we need to defeat it within 70 days. If we can do it before it hits March on the calendar, I'll be doing well. That's what we need to do. And that's kind of really all we're doing. The trick with this war is to do it as quickly as possible. So what I'm going to do is, when it comes to Navy and Air Force, we're going to do the usual thing of disbanding everything. So I've put a very small Navy on convoy raiding and escorting around the seas of Ethiopia. Kind of a bit useless, but it gives me a little bit of experience, so that's fine. And I've put some air wings up to support my land assault, give me some close air support and some fighters, because we're going to cheat. It does escalate the war. I appreciate this, but the thing is, it doesn't matter how bad it gets as long as we defeat them quickly. Next step is I've taken my armies that are already in Ethiopia, I've put them into two different armies, one on the northern front and one on the southern, and I have all of the rest of my units, which I'm basically going to take all of the good, like little tankettes and cavalry and stuff that's good, and get them just to come over and join in on this northern army. Everyone else can come in and join in the southern army. We are going to flood Ethiopia with everything we have. Yeah, speed is the problem, and speed is also the answer. Oh, goodness me, Italy starts with a deficit, don't they? That's not good. Well, we're going to have to fix this. Support, artillery, and infantry are the biggest problems. I'm also going to make a little bit of trucks so that I can actually supply my units. I'm also going to make a few more planes. My aim this game is to make a lot more planes than we did in my Germany run and actually use them properly. That's what we're going to aim to do today. I'm going to get my submarine and destroy it out quickly, and then make sure that all my big ships are finished as quickly as possible. If it can be finished quickly, it's going to the top of the tree. If it's going to take longer, it's going to the bottom. Just going to build some civilian factories. Why not? One thing I will do is I will start to build a little bit of railroad in Ethiopia. I need supply here, and it's going to be tough to do it. Tech-wise, the usual. We're just going to take this industry as well as some electrical, mechanical, and some infantry equipment. That for me is a decent start. And let's do some Ethiopian war logistics to hopefully mean that we can get any supply in this part of Africa. The trick here is to just pile the pressure on. So we're going to get these two pins for attacks on the southern front, and then get this one to attack and then push in immediately. Same thing on this front. We need all of our army to kind of pin and go through this very horrible terrain, but we basically want to break through as quickly as possible and go from there. Well, let's see how this goes. We should hopefully get a little bit of success, and you'll see my speed in this fight will increase drastically as my reinforcements arrive as well. This is what I'm talking about. Minus 40% enemy air superiority on defense. That's what we're doing. We are flooding in the plains as quickly as possible. So breakthrough. Perfect. You watch these units move in, and immediately we are going to just press in and keep the advance going. I need you to actually change your mind and attack the units that are retreating, please. That would be handy. Don't let them get their organization back. So we have this brilliant little event which lets us either throw a huge attack into our offensive, or we can be methodical and give ourselves supply. For me personally, I like the attack. It helps our air, it helps our genuine attacking sort of divisions. It should mean that we push through a lot quicker now, which is good. Now, if we just move back to this province, you can see, there we go. We've kind of encircled this defensive unit there, and we will continue to press these troops. That is a beautiful encirclement. It's always worth getting a little bit of extra oil in if you're running low on fuel. You can afford the civilian factories at the beginning of the game. I'm just gonna, yeah, as I say, get a bit more oil in to make sure I don't run out of fuel. I'm just gonna motorize these supply hubs a little bit as well, just to make sure my army isn't struggling on supply. So it's worth being reactive. You can see I'm actually now pushing through on this tile a little quicker than I am this tile. So this central army has moved in, and we're gonna just do the old flankaroo. Perfect. We've had a little bit of success here. This is good. Now this tiny little puppet in Ethiopia, we can now demand that we subjugate them. I'm not entirely sure why you would pick the other option, so we will just say yes. I've got half of this army squadron just waiting so that when they do subjugate, I can very quickly move through and use this as a new staging ground. There you go. They have folded. Amazing. As I say, half of the units are just going to come around, and instead of joining in with this attack, they're just going to move in and pin in from a different direction. There we go. We're broken through just a little bit now, which is looking very tasty. Just come in, flank, keep the pressure on. Don't let them off the hook. There we go. Success in South Ethiopia. So far, we're doing okay. Oh, we're almost here. We're almost here, but it's going to be a tight one, a really tight one. And there we go, solid progress. We've got success in North Africa as well. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it. You know you want to. You know you want to. There we go. I'm really, really hoping that is Ethiopia capitulated. And there we go. Whether we did that in time, we will find out later. I think we might have done. For now, we're just going to annex everything and be done with it. So here we go. Post-war Italy. What we've done is I've divided my 14 sort of irregular divisions. These are all militia and strange units that have their own rules. I've put them in one army. I've got some defending my northern province of, I believe this is Libya, I believe. And then I've got the other 9 just sort of on a garrison defense of Ethiopia. We're not going to worry about them too much. I've then got my 32 regular members of army. And I was having a look through the templates. We've got a pretty okay, if not very small infantry division. Our tank is just an absolute mess, and I just dislike that. That is horrible. This is in a semi-decent suppression template, and what I've done is, again, I've just changed everything to local police force for now, and I have Addis Ababa on secret police just to sort of bring that down a little bit. But I believe for now what we're going to do is I'm going to convert all of my army into generic infantry, and we're going to tweak the template a little bit. I'm going to flesh it out to 9 infantry to give it 18 combat width, and I'm going to give it a single artillery just for a little bit of bite. Unlike in our Germany game where we had some line defenders and we had some attacking units, I need everything to do a little bit of everything, so we're gonna have to do a bit of trading. Do I put a second artillery in? I could go for the old traditional 7-2 template. That's 20 combat width. Should we go and use old trusted again? We'll use old trusted again for a little bit. I'll put this we'll use a sort of little Roman symbol, and yeah, perfect. These are going to be what we call the frontline troops, and I'm going to move them. Actually, we're not going to call them frontline troops. We're going to call them the early bears. Haha! They're going to be on the front and manning everything. We're going to let that work through. We're going to have a severe template issue, and in terms of sort of artillery, we need a lot more artillery, and I don't need these little tanks. I don't get on with the little tanks. They're not very useful, but I'll let all that come through, and we'll just, I guess, kind of split this in 2. I know it's all a bit messy at the moment. I'll put one on the French line, and I'll put one on the sort of Austrian line for now until I figure out what's going on for later. I'm also going to briefly go for Ministry of Italian Africa, which allows me a colonial management decision. That basically means I can put a new suppression order on Ethiopia, and it's so much better, and I really want that as quickly as I can. So that's what we are going to do. And we're just going to roll it forward for a little bit. Basically building up, making sure that I have as much as I need to fulfill my garrison and my supply and my reinforcements, get that all rocking, and then once we've done that, I'll train up a few more of my early bears. I kind of want, I'd say, 2 waves of 8 to get to 2 armies of 24. That's all I'm going to need for now, and then I'll look at getting something better. I'm also just going to edit this. I'm going to call them the suppression unicorns. This is my new suppression template, and I'm just going to, oh my goodness, you can make it with camels. Oh my lord, that's beyond. I love that. We'll just make it into 10 width. It's just a tiny bit better for suppression. Not a huge amount, but a tiny bit. And we're basically now going to push forward in time as I wait. Now, one thing Italy does do at the beginning of the game is it gives you a CAS unit, a plane that gives you both CAS and fighter variances. It's a little light aircraft. It's quite quick and nimble. I'm actually going to lean into this, and I'm going to only have 1 line of these planes that can do both fighter and CAS rolls. They don't do either as well, but the advantage is I can have a huge stockpile of them and then change them mid-combat to basically do what I want them to. So we're just going to have a look at the template. Like, for instance, this fighter weapon, it's got 2 machine guns. I'm going to put 4. Why not double them? I'm also going to switch these small bombs, which are fine, to bomb locks. And the reason is when you're not doing close air support, those bomb locks don't affect your agility and it makes it a better fighter. Seems good to me. I'm also going to put a double defensive turret and some dive brakes on it just to make it a little bit more expensive, but a bit better at everything. This is now the plane of choice. I want to be running about 1/3 of my things. Yeah, I don't often make enough planes, and I want about 1/3 of my factories at all point to be producing them, so that I'm using all the rubber I'm importing, but I'm also hopefully getting a couple of decent divisions in. Now, what are we going to do? Mare Nostrum. This allows us to create the Novus Imperium Romanum, the Roman Empire. We can restore it, and to do that, I need to basically own every tile that's on the Mediterranean. It's going to be a bit tricky. We're going to have to kill the Allies. France and the UK own quite a lot of it, but we also need to clean up the Balkans, Greece, Turkey, as well as Spain, although Spain is pretty easy to do, really. The Balkans is a bit more difficult because Yugoslavia is kind of guaranteed by everyone, France and Czechoslovakia and Romania, but luckily France loses the guarantee pretty quickly, and Czechoslovakia, I think mid-1937, they also go for like Trust in the West or something. I haven't played in this in a while, but I think it's this one, and it means that they lose the guarantee with Yugoslavia. That's kind of mid-1937. The only person that does guarantee them is Romania, but basically that means that we get 2 countries for 1. Bulgaria is a little bit more of a pain. So what I want to do is when I'm ready for war, I will I will actually charge in and attack Bulgaria, even if they don't share a line with us. I'll join the Axis to stop them from getting too angry. We'll do it early enough in the game that they don't join the Allies, but fingers crossed I can go Yugoslavia, Romania, Bulgaria in one huge chunky deal and take all of these at the same time, and then basically build up for World War II after that point. But this is what we're going to do. We're just going to charge ahead. I'm going to be stockpiling and basically running the game out a little bit. So you've got to keep out for these little missions from the Duce. He wants us to pacify Ethiopia. That means having compliance of 60% in all provinces. It's going to be a tricky ask to do it, but I think we should be able to do it, especially once we get a Ministry of Italian Africa. Speaking of, you get the option to get some colonial police, a couple of 3 divisions, or you click this button. We have other plans. Occupation law colonial police will be available in controlled African states. It's basically just a better version. It's like secret police, but you get twice as much compliance and it takes less stuff. I mean, it's just amazing. It has to be an African province to be able to take it, but yeah, we're going to basically take that for every single one. You can't do it on European places. That's the only thing to keep an eye out for. Just African. Now that we have that, we're going to go down this middle tree to go to Triumph in Africa. It'll give us a 3 spy agency and a bunch more stability. Stability is lovely. We like that a lot. Early game as well, I would always recommend you go for anybody that gives political power gain. It just helps you to get everything else for later on. This editor is pretty cool. I like that. that, but Silent Workhorse, let's use you to start with. Stability and political power gain. Thank you so much. One thing I am doing this game is getting paratroopers and marines early on. I'm not going to forget about these this time, and we're going to use them to great effect against the weaker countries. I still think dispersed industry is better than concentrated. I am willing to take advice on that one, but it seems to be the way to go often. And I like political loyalty, only because it gives me so much more stability, and stability in Hearts of Iron is just an amazing thing. Early game, you may find yourself just absolutely throwing every factory you have at inventory equipment and just making sure that you pull that through. I'm actually going to stop the training of my divisions at the moment just to have some inventory equipment to fling into my garrisons to keep that under control. Next up, I'm just going to dip into the industry. Army Primacy gives me plus 2 military factories, and also Fioci Munzioni gives me 2 as well. So that's 4 extra military factories. Anything to get more guns. I need to get my equipment under control as quickly as possible in this game. I really do. It is starting to come down. Look, it is the green arrow of good positives, and look, the actual resistance is beginning to cut down. It's happening. You just have to hold the course. Trust that it'll happen. I think it's always worth going early on for new Emperor of Ethiopia because the compliance growth you get is really, really handy. Finally, I now have the resistance down and it's under control. Garrison support is now looking pretty decent. So now that I've done that, I will resume my training of army. It's worth doing that. I didn't want my garrison problems to really escalate into something that would prove problematic for me later down the line. Look at these marines. Amphibious attack 50%, river attack 30%. They're so good. They're so good. Just gonna make them up to 20 width and rename them Frog People. I think it's absolutely for the best, and I think I might just add some of those to train. It's going to take a little bit, but yeah, I'm going to have 2 of them. 2 whole Frog People. Well, if it means that I can do some decent assaults, it's worth it. Now we have this new balance of power thing where we can throw power either to Mussolini or to the Grand Council. You kind of want it to stay roughly where it is, really. You get some power gain, stability, war support without getting any of the meddling effects that El Duce puts on. Namely, you'd start losing all of that army, naval and air experience. It's pretty ridiculous. Keeping it in consolidated power is pretty good. You can take it left if you need to do it on the focus tree. It's not really very good, being honest. And as usual, getting your economy to war economy as soon as you can tends to be a good decision. Now that we're in December, I'm going to start justifying on Bulgaria. Now, I think I mentioned this briefly before. The reason I'm going for Bulgaria is Bulgaria joins the Axis. I want to be in the Axis with Germany in order to defeat the Allies. If Bulgaria get involved, they start demanding Greece and Turkey and all the places around that I need for my focus, and it just gets messy. So that's why we're going to go for them nice and early before they join a faction. We'll include them into this sort of messy Balkans war. And doing it in sort of December means we'll finish the justification in September next year or July next year, and I can start the war before we're kind of even ready for it. But that sort of times in roughly with when I think this war with Yugoslavia will kick off as well. So that's good. No harm in sucking up to Germany as well. We will sign the Anti-Comintern Pact. We're just going to hold off on Balkan ambition for a little bit though. Anything that now gets my economy up, that's going to be, I think, the best thing to be doing. I'm going to use this Chief of Army out of supply penalties -6%. Anything that involves out of supply penalties for me, that's a really good thing. I really struggle with that. Next little mission, industrialization program. What have we got to do on that one? More civilian factories than 25. Oh yeah, that's going to be fine. We'll do that easily. It's stuff like this you always have to read twice. Our people must always have access to accurate information during wartime. Hostile agents can easily spread misinformation. Why do I feel like this is propaganda and not truth stuff? You know what, let's not overthink it. I'm sure it's fine. And 31st of March, by the way, 1937, you can see Yugoslavia has already lost the guarantee of France. Czechoslovakia will be doing this soon. As soon as they go down, trust in the West. Oh, one sneaky thing. Remember to build an air base in Istria, or Zara, sorry. This is a really, really nice place to put it because when it comes to air zones, it's right next to the Western Balkans. It's beautiful. I've just been upgrading my spies again. We're doing the usual stuff, forming a department, getting some radio interception, getting localized training centers. It's all stuff that helps. And we're currently decrypting France. We're going to want to know all about what France is doing. I'm going to call my paratroopers XCOM, and I think, oh, we would go over the special forces limit. Okay, it wants us to keep a smaller template. That's fine. We don't mind that. But I would like a few. Just a few if possible. I will get more special service slots later, so don't worry about that. So I changed my mind on the early bears a little bit. I was finding the artillery difficult to produce, so I've gone down one artillery and I brought the inventory up to a 21 width. It's just about good enough, but it means that I need a lot less artillery now to make these things work. I didn't want to jump into battle knowing that I was never ever gonna equip them under like any circumstance. It was really tough. So yeah, we just sort of switched that around a little bit. There we go. The guarantee has vanished. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do Balkan ambition and then go down to Albanian occupation. As soon as we've got Albanian occupation, I can very nicely move the rest of this army over to Albania. So we can now conquer Bulgaria. We just need to keep an eye on that. 23rd of September expires. I want to declare the war before that point. I do not want that to expire, but I don't need to rush it. Balkan ambition's done. Let's get Albanian occupation. Today I'm going to go grand battle plan. I could go another direction, but I think I'm going to take it just because I like the idea of getting lots of planning bonuses and doing this methodically. Yeah, you could go down a lot of different ways, but you know, we've got to play it Italy style and go for sort of a slightly outdated way of fighting. It's the only way to do it. We've also sort of left the war goal with Bulgaria as long as we can, so we're going to declare on them. They shouldn't join anything in particular, and we haven't got to worry about them for now either, because they're in the middle of nowhere. We're just going to wait for a bit with our troops where they need to be in a totally different other part of the world. Let's send an ultimatum to Yugoslavia, or do we just demand Dalmatia? I'm just going to demand Dalmatia and see what happens. There we go. Albania has joined in. Beautiful. I need youth all to come, and there we go. Help me to take Yugoslavia from the other direction. This will confuse them. Oh, there you go. They actually gave me Dalmatia. Cool. Well, that's made this a little easier. Okay, well in that case, we're going to get you to join this old army, and I guess I'll just, yeah, have a slightly bigger front line. How's the compliance doing in Ethiopia? It's 30% and above. It's not really going to happen naturally, so maybe this is the time actually to be doing a couple of these projects. You get lots of projects that give you extra compliance. You want to do them kind of later than everything else. The way that compliance works is that the sort of natural uptick you get of it gives you more if you have less compliance, so it kind of tails off as you get a little higher. So these things that just give you flat boosts, kind of want to do those towards the end, but we are sort of near the end now, so yeah, I'm just gonna jump in. Here we go. Send ultimatum to Yugoslavia. 14 turns. I keep saying turns. I've been playing too much Civ. Days. Huh. Yugoslavia submitted. Okay, that is sort of unexpected, but sure. I kind of need this province, but okay. Well, I guess we can just worry about that problem a little bit later, can't we? Well, yeah, okay, this is actually pretty good for me. I no longer have to go to war with Romania, so we can just kind of deal with this one when we want, and yeah, I can just declare war on Bulgaria. We can absorb Italian Yugoslavia in our own time, but yeah, I mean, look at that. We've now got a little bit more of influence. Yeah, I'll take it. It's very odd. Very odd. I've never seen that happen before. Normally they refuse. I can just take this tile quickly. I think I can take the airport. Good. Right. That's wonderful. And honestly, Bulgaria does not have the army to fight this, and we've now got our air force in. We can just basically let this happen. So after you've finished topple Amhara rulers, you get this sort of decision. It lets you do kind of other things with Ethiopia, but I'm going to use some political power to get some more compliance. I get a general, not a particularly good general, but it's the compliance that I'm after. I'm really curious as to whether we can actually get to 60% in the provinces here. We can boost compliance by putting electricity into provinces. Quite like that as an idea. We'll give it a go. Why not? There we go. Bulgaria capitulates. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think I'm just gonna pop it them. I'll ask for their civilian factories and their resource rights as well, and I'll confirm, and there we go. We have puppeted legionary Bulgaria. Lovely. But yeah, otherwise now our mission is to prepare for World War II. We're gonna just basically sit here until Germany kicks it all off, and then we will see if we can join in, capitulate France, and I think Greece is gonna be how we get into this. We're gonna attack Greece first. Yeah, should be easy enough to do, but we'll double check. But to do that, pump out the troops. That's our next mission. We need artillery, we need infantry equipment, we need a bit of everything. This is yeah, we don't have anywhere near enough to be getting things going. Here we go. Strengthened regime. Almost at Mare Nostrum. Almost. Oh, and look how close this is going to be. We've only got a few days left, but every province is now above 50% apart from this one. Oh, okay. It's going to come down as a loss for us. We're not going to pacify Ethiopia, but it's only minus 25 political power. That's not too bad. We can take that. Mare Nostrum. There we go. Means I can make factions, which is quite a cool thing. Here we go. We can press the button later. Later. It's not something we can do right now, but it is unlocked. Something very exciting. And we have this beautiful green faction, Novus Imperium Romanum. I love it. It's the first step of many. Now making my way down the industry tree a little bit. We're going for steel industry in order to just push down towards getting this one, synthetic oil, and then we want to strengthen the northern industry. This actually will improve quite a few of the companies I've been putting in. I've been very specifically trying to get them that are boosted by northern industry. You have a choice whether you go north or south when you do Italy's tree. It's good fun actually. Can I just quickly say how jammy is this? Strengthen the army. 750,000 manpower, 769. I literally had to force deploy some stuff, but we did it. Oh boy, that was close. There we go, some stuff. We did it. We made everyone happy. Everyone's happy-ish. Well, the next project's pretty easy. Look at that. Just put 3 military high command people in. I believe I already have 2. There you go. That'll be easy. There we go. There's the third person, and I believe that is an instant victory on this. That was easy. Having to set up quite a complicated little arrangement here, actually. It's quite crazy. When the war kicks off with the Allies, we're obviously going to go for Greece. I want a couple of troops to land over in this direction on this island, and they can attack Athens from the other direction and draw some of their troops from a front line, which will work really well. I also want to land on Corsica, ideally, so that my army can push in the other direction. I'm going to try and make a landing on Cyprus to knock the British out of that area, and then we're going to try and naval invade behind the British in Alexandria. If I can get to the Suez, and I can knock the Suez off nice and quick, as well as Cyprus and then French Aleppo and Damascus and Palestine all the way over there, then I can try and knock the Allies out of the Med. It's going to be very tricky, very, very tricky, but we're going to give it a good go. So yeah, I'm busy waiting for World War II by moving a lot of units around. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to wait for Germany to kick things off a little bit and let the Allies get drawn into a big extended war before we go in. I think that's good for me. The fun thing for me is that I have a couple of really handy focuses that actually allow me to join in the war super quickly. So whilst the Allied troops are elsewhere, I can swoosh in and attack really, really quickly. What I'm doing at the moment though is just building up a fleet of as many planes as I can. This is actually like, I'm going crazy heavy on the Air Force here. If I can build a huge CAS and Air Force support, I'm going to help myself in Africa and do all of these naval invasions. I can hold this line really quick, especially if I can take Corsica really quickly. Feel like I can start to very nicely control the seas, do everything I need to here whilst Germany deals with the Allies, and then we can go after Spain. Once we've gone for Spain, we can take Gibraltar, lock off the Med. It all sounds so simple. Oh, I just managed to demand the Montenegrin throne. Oh, look at that. That's another little bit beautiful. This is a very easy way of just taking over. I think, didn't that have lots of resource? No, this area. Yes, it did. It's got loads of aluminium and things. That's nice. Didn't really need it, but it's useful to have. Actually, I think that means that I contain and now own all of the Mediterranean tiles that I need. Hang on, let's just double check this. Oh no, I need Bosnia and Herzegovina as well. Okay, cool. Right, we still need to do a little bit. So I do need to incorporate Yugoslavia. Sometimes you're just like, what do we do? So I'm trying something a little bit different as well. I just gave away a tiny bit of Yugoslavia to Hungary, and Hungary now think a lot better of me. I can get them into my faction. That would be pretty handy. I kind of want some buffer states between me and the Soviets, ideally. I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all. And actually, a weak axis works well for me as well, because if I do want to turn tail and betray them at some point, I would rather not have to deal with all of these countries at the same time. There you go, 35 days and we can get a war with Greece now. It's very nice to see it like that. Beautiful. What I'm trying to do is get myself into a position where I've got access to Super Assetio, I've got Super Aero, and Super Marina. As soon as I go to war, I can activate all of them, but I need to have done a couple of things before that point, which is good. I think I've done the other two. I can just quickly pop in and get the extra naval dockyards. It's a good thing. We like naval dockyards. Complete anti-partisan is, again, sometimes the quests you get are so easy. It's like, okay, I will do that. That's fine. I've already got 2 collaboration governments in France as well. It just means that once I do take them over, we're going to be in a much better position compliance-wise and in terms of just stabilizing it into the empire. It should be lovely. Next up, we want to create something mobile and punchy that we can use to actually help in the European war. I think this division of rapid critters will do nicely. This is what we used before. It's a motorized artillery, 30 width division with 26 soft attack, a little bit of logistics and anti-air and all the good stuff. It's going to be quite an expensive template to put into the field. I think we should be okay. To get it done, I'll need anti-air, I'll need to up my artillery, and actually up my trucks as well, because it does take a few. Now, last time I actually built quite a few of these, and I think I probably built too many. So it's okay. Start on 4 and see how that takes me. I don't need to be taking too many at any one point, but we've got anti-air being built now. I've got the trucks. Everything should be in place. Oh, that's the 3rd collaboration government against France as well. Oh, that's wonderful. I just moved my spies over to the UK, but Poland has just refused the German ultimatum. That's World War II. And Poland will join allies, and we'll just watch as this little war kicks off. Yeah, I mean, Poland is being hit very quickly, very fast. I believe that the time has come to just move my troops around a little bit and get ready to join in here. I mean, it looks like pretty much every field of battle is now totally, absolutely abandoned. Oh no. Now here's the thing. I could bring Hungary into my faction. Do I want to do that? Well, it would make the peace conference a little bit more crazy, but it does give me a few extra friends, and I like friends. Maybe I'll even get some more spies. So, yeah, there we go. In you come. War with Greece. I think it's just about time. My air wings are all kind of deployed. My navy is in place. I reckon this is the time to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go available war goal. We're going to declare war. Romania will get pulled into the war, but my allies have that border covered. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to declare war. I'm going to call in my allies. My puppets literally cannot refuse. Now, I had a fallback line in place, but now I can just do an actual sort of, proper line. We can go for an offensive line. Good. And let's say go. Just go. At the same time, I want my desert armies to make some progress as well, seeing as Greece will literally get called into the Allies like almost immediately. The only question is whether I attack with this army. I think I've got enough front lines. I'm going to wait until Germany starts pulling people off the French line before I go for that one. Yeah, and let's see just how bad this is. Well, so far so good on this front. I've got good air and the damage on Greece seems to be pretty comprehensive. The question is, am I going to be able to activate all my naval invasions? Oh, yep, some of them are off. Some of them are off. I think the one against Greece is off. So already I've cut this front line off from Greece, which is good. I'm just wrapping around and we'll see if we can knock out that sort of set of the army as quickly as I can. Looks like I've got some naval landings here. Good. Quickly go and take the port, and I think we'll get this army that's just been waiting here to come and just help out a little bit by pushing to Athens from the other direction. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, look at this. We've managed to cut right round the retreating line of Greece. They literally cannot get out of my way fast enough. Oh, what a good ally Bulgaria is. They are losing to Romania. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter. Oh look, Romania's actually killing Hungary as well. My allies are terrible. Oh, it's okay. We'll come and sort them out in a bit. Oh, well, I couldn't actually... That's ridiculous. I couldn't actually take Athens with my Marines, but what I did manage to do was block Athens off. So now there is absolutely no one home, and yep, we should be able to just walk in now. So there's Athens gone, which means is Greece out? Oh, not quite, but almost. Almost. And there is Greece. Greece is gone. My puppets were being a little bit troublesome there, but I believe there we go. We have taken Greece. It is ours. That was quite an efficient little war there. And I guess now we have to actually help with the other war. Probably should do that, shouldn't we? Unbelievably, Romania haven't joined the Allies, and it's the strangest thing. Like, I don't understand what's going on, but I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain at all. Where are my planes? These planes, you were all doing a sterling job, but I now need you in this direction, and I need you to fly to... Ooh, there's not many good airports here, are there? Let's actually send you lot to there, and then I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. There you go. Well, Germany appears to have eaten the Low Countries very quickly, and they are attacking France. They haven't really got anywhere with France just yet, or it looks like they might be just pushing through. But yeah, I mean, France might be out of this pretty soon. This is a good time as well to now upgrade to a 1940 Cass fighter. This is just a little bit better. It's got more range, it's got more attack power. It's a bit more expensive to produce. If we have a look, it was 29 production, now it's 53 to get one of these into the air. We're not really worrying about this at the moment, so this is a good time to, yeah, get this done. I'm happy with this. This is good. And there goes Romania. I actually don't have very much war score at the moment. Hungary is probably going to take quite a bit of it. If I can pick up this oil, oh, that would be good. That would be good. So we're going to pass a couple times and just see if I can pick this up as a thing. Yeah, look, that's easily going to happen. I will puppet it and I will take the resource rights from it if I can. There we go. Italian Romania. Oh my goodness, the border gore is hilarious. That is Hungarian Romania. In 2 separate bits, they've puppeted it, but most importantly, I now have access to oil, just all of the oil. Yes. This is wonderful. 56 of it. This will supply very nicely my air force and all my army. Oh yeah, look at that. That was my big worry this game, actually. The fact that I didn't have enough oil, but I think we've done good. Now, Vichy France has appeared as a thing, which is relatively amusing, and I kind of like the fact that it's got all of the colonies. Now, if I attack Vichy France, does it join the Axis? Oh, there's only one way to find out on that one, isn't there? And I think we've got to give it a go. So we're gonna just move my army around a little bit. Well, I appear to have finished justifying against Vichy France. I've got a defensive line against the German border just in case, but I think we're going to go for it. I'm not going to call my allies in and hope that that sort of simplifies things a little bit, but I've got these troops are ready to push forward. We've got these troops ready to push forward. I've got 4 of my wonderful rapid critters. Very tasty little amigos they are. Let's have a look and see. It's called the German Reich. There we go. So we are at war with the Axis now. We've actually, weirdly joined in with the Allies here. Well, what I will try and do then is absolutely not call my allies in. If I can help that, that would be awesome. So I've got my speeder units on an absolute charge in now to see if we can get to Vichy and capitulate it quickly. You never know. Okay, what is going to happen is that Germany is about to resupply this front line pretty heavily, and they're going to stop me from being able to do anything here, so that's fine. We don't mind that at all. We'll keep pushing forward for a second, but as soon as this German line begins to reinforce, we're going to, I'm going to want to stop and make sure we're not pushing too far forward too quickly. In better news, some of my attacks have actually happened really, really good. Africa is like the worst for supply. Absolutely terrible for supply. But what I'm doing is I'm just sort of naval invading up the coast and making sure that we take all the ports. For me, that works pretty well and stops Free France from doing anything too cheeky. Yeah, I've now hit that point. Stop. Everyone stop. Let's just chill out for a little bit. I've got other shenanigans I can play here. I don't need to necessarily be fighting. No, you don't support that unit. This is a lovely little encirclement of a single mountaineer division. Like, these are the sort of things I live for. Look at this. Ah, yes, perfect. And we're just going to defend here. Like, this is going to be a much easier place for me to defend. In fact, I've just got this sort of... These divisions are all reinforcements. I'm just sort of moving them about as I want, and they'll go and, if you can see, just resupply the line, and that'll be perfect. How's everything doing? My trucks are probably the worst of everything right now, and I need a bit more anti-air. Okay, you know what? Actually, my economy was not as poor as I would have suspected, so we'll take that as a strong point. Just going to do a little bit of behind-the-scenes rejigging to make sure that I have enough trucks. But the best bit about not being at war with the Allies is that I can actually send my convoys out pretty well, so that's pretty decent. We'll do that, and yeah, get myself some rubber. Division defense on core territory, you say? We'll go on then. That's really good. I'm holding to the north. Germany can't push through. The Alps are too thick and too difficult, and I haven't called my allies in, so that's fine. And we're now holding against this German counterattack. Thing is, we can afford to wait, because Germany are going to get stupid ideas soon. And once they do that, they're going to be right open. You know when you get an idea for something, and it's clearly a bad idea, but you're going to do it anyway. I'm going to try and naval invade round the back of the German line and see what we can do. Looks like Marseille is garrisoned. These are Marines, and there's also German support. Toulon wasn't garrisoned at all. That's a little bit frustrating, but never mind. Let's see if we can just push through here. Oh, you know what? Somehow I think this may work. Looks like the UK have also made a landing just next to me as well, which is hilarious. Frustratingly, they landed in Marseille before I did. I feel like that's cheeky. Oh, well, an encirclement is an encirclement, you know, and even if it's with Allied help, we're still going to have a little bit of fun. It's frustrating that the land goes to Vichy, Free France rather than to me, but what can you do? Oh no, Vichy France actually took it back. Okay, cool. Well, that makes it easier for me, I guess. So I think we've just walked into Vichy. Cool. Where's the next capital? I don't know. Oh, Lyon. Okay, we can take Lyon easily. That's it. Vichy France capitulated. Amazing. Wow. Okay, cool. Well, that's brilliant. We just need to capitulate Germany now. Oh, how hard could that be? My campaign in Northern Africa has gone pretty well, though. Look at this. Pushing away. Vichy France, well, there's no more troops here, are there, really? How's Germany doing? Germany is still invading Norway. It's still a thing. I'm still expecting them at some point to go after the Soviets. So that's when their guard is going to be absolutely let down. So I've just about now managed to stabilize my line with Germany. As you can see, I basically own Vichy France myself now, which is awesome. And my war score with with Germany is 45%. 143,000 casualties to, I've dished out 410. So 3-1. Yeah, we've done pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with how this has gone. They're still desperately pushing back against this line, but I'm holding it fairly nicely. I just wish we had more planes in the sky over here. It's a little bit difficult. Oh, you see, look, they keep changing their planes around. They're sneaky. So it's now August 1940. What I decided to do was basically wait until Germany did something stupid. It's a historical game after all. They're going to do something stupid. They did something stupid. What they did, I think, was attempt Operation Barbarossa. Well, at least they thought about doing it. What that actually transpired is that they were counterattacking down on the south of France towards Vichy France, and then they just They just moved their entire front line away. So I was like, yeah, sure, and just all out attacked, and I'm winning. I also managed to take a bunch of airfields, and I'm moving my planes, and I'm having a lot of fun. What I'm also managing to do is with my navy, I have pretty much total naval dominance over pretty much the entire Mediterranean, and I have all of my submarine fleet. I have a lot of submarines. I've been doing nothing but submarine printing. Oh my god, and I've got like another 40 that I've made since the beginning of the war. Yeah, there's a lot of submarines, and all they're doing is just sinking German convoy after German convoy after French convoy, ignore the French convoy, German convoy, and they're just literally, Germany cannot get out. I am draining them of resources, pinning them back. They can't get back at me across the Alps. It's impossible. They keep dedicating a bunch of troops to the borders with my puppets, although they're actually leaving holes in the border now. There's not enough troops left, and I've got time to actually get my spies to have a good network so I can have a little bit of a peek into what's going on in Germany. They're not happy. They're not happy chickens. We're just going to keep pushing. Oh, the other thing is I repositioned my army a little bit, and I moved my tank divisions so that I basically put them in the middle of this front line and went boom straight over to basically try and trap Bordeaux. I think if I can do this encirclement, I'll have about 10 to 12 German divisions, which are already heavily out of supply. So yeah, this is going well. I'm now just going through all of the super sectoro, and then super aero and super navo, you know, all the super things to basically fix all of my ridiculously terrible stats on the Italian army. So far, it's going good. I'm kind of planning to do something stupid myself in a bit, so just kind of like hold out for that. Once I get round to Paris and to sort of start liberating like Brussels and Antwerpen, I might declare war on the Allies and naval invade the UK. I don't know, maybe I'll do it from Bordeaux. We'll see. If Germany declares war on Russia, I think that's probably what I'm going to do. There we go. It wasn't quite as many as I thought. I think quite a few of them managed to escape, but it's still satisfying. If I can take Bordeaux, they literally have nowhere to go, so that could be fun. Okay, cool. The puppet ceded the land to the Soviet Union. I was like, if you don't do that, we're going to be in trouble. Oh, I always forget about this one. Tip of the spear, naval invasion capacity plus 10. That would be useful, wouldn't it? That would be very useful. Let's remember to do that. Yeah, the Germans have no supply in France. No supply in France. We are pushing them back nicely. 167,000 casualties versus 1.2 million. Yes, you heard me right. You heard me right. So we have a bunch of spies in Germany, and we have 100% intel on them now, which is just lovely. You know what, I'm going to try out a mechanic I'm not entirely sure of. It says that Germany have 70% stability. I'm going to actually try and propaganda. Yeah, destabilize. Yeah, let's just do this. Let's see what we can do to absolutely just lower the stability of Germany. Can we do it? Does it mean anything? I'll keep an eye on that. I'll see if it makes us, an actual noticeable difference. Well, probably won't, but it's good fun. Time to do something really, really stupid. Oh dear, this could go terribly wrong. I'm going to declare war on the UK and immediately launch my naval invasion, which I do have supremacy on. So it should allow me to do this. It should. I'm going to keep an eye on this. Are they going to leave? Yep, they've left. Okay, now what I'm hoping is that the UK have all of their troops, like, everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. They are not going to have the manpower to actually block me everywhere they need to here. So I've got lots of different armies that are going to keep them all busy across Africa and across like other bits of Africa. But yeah, this is kind of Ethiopia this is where all of my my reserves, my useless troops are located. I've got all my other troops elsewhere. It doesn't really matter if I lose other bits around the Mediterranean. Right now, the naval invasion is what matters. I have green. I have actual green. I know the Italian Navy is quite cool, but this is ridiculous. Okay, the UK have a little island hop going on, but that's fine. I'm going to do a bit of island hopping of my own. We're going to let us land. Are you going to let us land? Are we going to land on Wales? Yes, we are. Hello. Lovely to meet you. I need you to move, and I need you to move quickly. Here we go. Yes. Look, they're out of supply. The UK troops are here, but they're out of supply. They don't look particularly healthy. I think they have just force deployed a load of units. Now this could be an absolutely tragic mistake, but my air force is being obliterated by Germany at the moment. I'm going to just pull it all over and we're going to focus it on southern England. Let's just get England and the UK out of this war as quickly as we can. Oh, this always takes so much micromanagement, but it's worth it if you can do it. Oh, and there we go. Look, we've taken Cardiff Port. Awesome. That is going to help a lot. Somehow, I think we're actually in London. Yeah, we're in London. That is insane. Okay, we've got a lot of victory points here. I just need to take Liverpool up in the north. They have just walked out of Liverpool. Sure. Okay, they are panicking now. Come on, 93%. Oh, they just took Leeds back. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Oh my lord, we did it. Okay, now this is kind of a bit of a weird one because this is a peace conference with the whole of the allies at well, apparently, yeah, of course, German Reich still owns Vichy France, of course it does. Well, look, we need to be taking everything that is bordering the Mediterranean. That is our priority here, and we are still at war with Germany, so it doesn't really matter if Germany takes everything else. That's obsolete to us. Over saying that, I might just quickly, cheekily puppet the oil, because honestly, oil is the biggest problem I've got right now, and do I trust Canada not to be... I don't know. No, you know what? I'm gonna hope that we don't have to attack the US. I'm gonna pray that we don't. So I'm gonna go and I'm going to just micro every single state on the Mediterranean in order for me to make sure that I can rule the Mare Nostrum. Okay, this is an absolute car crash. Apparently I still own Italy. The UK, I should say, not Italy. Is that true? State owner? Controller? Oh yes, Germany does own it, technically, but I am occupying it. Oh interesting. Okay, this is a mess. This is a real mess. So Germany just demanded all these things from a peace deal from me, and like, I own them all, so, you know. Well, this is going to be fun. We've still got to take out the Germans. They still probably are going to attack the Russians at some point. I'm not sure when, but probably at some point. All right, let's have a little fun. I've got a little sneaky naval invasion. That's right, I am D-Daying Germany. I'm thinking if I can land near Dunkirk and Calais, even if it's just with a couple of units, that could be reasonably fun. Let's just see if we land. Perfect, in we go. Great. In that case, let's just get rid of all orders. Thank you so much. Join in, and offensive line, just make your way to there, please. Thank you so much. Then probably good. I mean, look at this equipment loss. Oh, that's just terrible from Germany. They are having an absolute mare right now. 2 attacks. You see, sometimes this happens after a peace deal. You're like, I don't want whatever these borders are. Like, no, don't want it. Right. We're attacking. Looks like, yeah, we're going to sort of try and help that attack. There we go. Go on. Dunkirk has been taken. Yes. Right. Good. Come on. Over you get. I need you over now. And I'm hoping this portion of France will fall apart very quickly. Yeah. Oh, Germany. What a shame. You got D-Dayed. You'd think you'd learn. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get these two. Do you mind setting up the next one for me? Oh yeah, there we go. Cleaning up in this little part of France. Germany couldn't retreat their units quick enough, and they're all going to get encircled. Oh, what's a juicy encirclement? Nom. Oh, look at it go. Come on, everyone in. Feast, and then I can reorganize this front line for the first time in a long time. Oh, Germany are throwing literally millions of men down to try and take this Alpine region area. God, they have so many planes. Like, I just do not have enough to challenge them on any front. But what I do have is a sneaky naval invasion, which I will release now. We're going to D-Day them yet again. And let's see how this works. I'm hoping for pretty much no resistance. Yep, no resistance was found at all. Good. In we go. Let's just quickly make a bit of a move, see if we can get ourselves to a port. and I'm going to massively confuse Germany by calling in, finally, my allies to extend the front line on every single angle at once. And also we're going to charge forward with my regular line army as well. Okay, Germany are suddenly going to get the squeeze from every direction I can muster. Now, the chances of my allies actually winning this match are pretty much slim to none, but what I'm going to do is effectively just stretch the Germans. They're not going to be able to know which way to fight me here. In fact, look at that. They've already left pretty much all of their lines exposed on the Alps line that they were attacking me on. Come on, little boys. Over the Alps you go. How difficult can it be? Yeah, my naval invasion went terribly. I failed to capture a port, which is a bit of a shame. But look at all these divisions that have been taken off this front line, which is working very much at overtime here. We are pushing, and I am now pushing out of the Low Countries, and we are almost in Germany proper. I think we may actually have just crossed the border. Yes, Essen, there he is, in Colin. Amazing. Well, my equipment is pretty much falling to pieces, but we are pushing. We are pushing. We've got extra... Oh yeah, I'm running out on a lot of stuff. Infantry equipment is probably the biggest loss, but look, we've got a massive, successful rush coming along the top of the country, actually. You know how I'm really full of really bad ideas? Like, really bad ideas. I'm going to declare war on Spain to see if we can get these guys into the peace deal. Got another little armoured brigade that are now appearing through Hungary and breaking through where Poland is to spearhead round to Berlin whilst this army meets there. The, Maginot Line was difficult to break through from the other direction, who'd have thought? And one more thing to just add to my list of bad ideas. We're attacking Turkey as well. If I can get them to join the Axis as well. Yes, there you go. You see, it's all good. I'm unlikely to do very well in this war, mind, but, at least it's dragging them into the war. Unfortunately, just like I feared, Turkey has become a major. Okay, that's not a problem. That's fine. We should be able to still defeat Turkey pretty easily. It's just a bit more of a pain than I would probably have wanted, but never mind. Once Germany's out the picture, my entire army will swing around and just move in. Oh, Germany's looking really squished now. Really squished. Oh, and their units are just falling apart. Come on, we can do it. Berlin has fallen. And Germany's doing its thing where it's totally surrounded, but for some reason is just refusing to give up. Oh, come on, Germany, you're 87% of the way there. Come on, you can do it. Oh, thank goodness Germany's capitulated. Oh, phew. Right, okay, that means we can pretty much now refocus my army where necessary. I mean, at the moment, it's just my attention was kind of elsewhere. I lost most of this sort of Middle Eastern coast, and Northern Africa is kind of gone as well, which isn't very handy, but it's okay. It's okay. We can, I believe, just use some defensive orders to clear up some of this. I've managed to push Turkey back typically to the Istanbul Strait because that's always where every attack goes to die. Normally, I'm just going to actually remove a few units from here in order to try and clear the supply blockage, which should help make this a little bit better. And I've now got another army actually making their way up through the desert. It's very painful. Very painful, but we will do it. We will push, and we will eventually get to Turkey. It's only a matter of time. Oh, go on, force attack it. You know you want to. Across, get across. You're speedy boys, you've got the speed. There we go, we're across. Good. Break through now. I've also got this army that's now making a naval invasion. Look, I told you, as soon as we dealt with Germany, I had such a big army, it was always going to happen. This was always going to be absolutely fine. Oh God, supply in the desert, eh? Who'd do it? Who would do it? And bam. Good, right, you attack. You managed to get yourself to another port. You just stretch out and make yourself a nuisance as well. Perfect. And actually, I can now get you. At this point, it's just everyone in. Oh Lord, and there's peace. Oh, okay, right, well, let's see if we can get this to work. And bam, it's done. Italy. Now, I'm pretty sure I can't do this yet because Yugoslavia is going to do their thing. Hang on, let's just go down to Mare Nostrum. Yep, it's just Yugoslavia. Actually, we can do this, can't we? We can do this. If I work this out, we can absolutely just use my ridiculous industry now to basically just manually take over this country. I'm pretty sure that we can do this. This is fine. Okay, yeah, here we go. This might just take a little bit of time, but we are now working down the autonomy, and then we'll just gobble them up. Why does this tiny bit of a German Reich, you know what, just sometimes don't ask. Well, that was quick, and yep, we will continue to do good. And there we go, annex, and please tell me Mare Nostrum. Oh my goodness. We finally did it, and Mussolini's got a laurel. Look at that, what a run. What a run. I'm gonna go and lie down. Anyway, you get a lot of manpower, right? You get an absolutely lot of manpower, but you don't get it all. You have to then do like all of these, and I'm just gonna like press them all just to sort of show you what sort of craziness you can do with this. 16 million and 700 factories. Yep, that's something. Oh goodness, Italy, you are filthy and I love you. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this series, by the way. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and just share them. Help me get them out for the algorithm. It really, really helps. Until next time, see you later. Goodbye and happy Rome Day. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, I Am, Salty Tech, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Doughboy91, Sean Gratis, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Davalex, Skeptical Bear, Kroger Brand Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Portland, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, Amir EC, Henry, Rom88, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Boy Zorro, Callum Billy. Thank you for all of your support and everybody that supports the channel generally. You're all brilliant. Thank you.